Hey guys, welcome to Technozar. This is Rohit Sharma, and in this video we are going to analyze our full-length quiz 2. This is based upon our demo test for test series. Okay, so there were total of 60 questions in this, and one correct question contains 4 marks, and one incorrect question is equal to 1 marks will be deducted from your correct answers. Okay, so let's start the video. And before starting the video, I would like to request all of you to please join a Telegram group, that is ISROTA for ECE, to prepare for ISRO technical assistant exams for electronics and also for mechanical. Okay, so question number first, the value of alternating EMF in the circuit will be. This question is related to your subject basic electrical circuit. Okay, in this they have given VR is equal to 80 volt, VL equal to 40 volt, and VC equal to 100 volt, and we have to find the voltage, the total voltage, it is E. Now these are in phasor form. Okay, now we can say V is equal to or E is equal to VR phasor plus VL phasor plus VC phasor. Now we have to find the magnitude. To find the magnitude, we can write the equation as E is equal to root of VR square plus VL minus VC ka whole square. Therefore, VR is 80 square plus 40 minus 100 square. This is equal to root of 6400 plus 3600. That is root of 10,000, which is equal to 100 volt is the correct answer. Okay. In your test series, you will get questions. After attempting the question, you will get this type of solutions in your test series. Okay. Therefore, you will not have any problem related to test series. Okay. So question number second, calculate the equivalent inductance. Now for calculating equivalent inductance or equivalent resistances, okay, the formula used will be same as equivalent resistance. Now these three inductances are in series, therefore L1 plus L2 plus L3 is equal to 3 plus 3 plus 3 is equal to 9 Henry. Okay, now this 9 Henry is parallel with this L4 inductance, that is 900, then 9 parallel 9 is 4.5 Henry. Now 4.5 Henry total inductance is added with the L5 inductor, that is 1.5 Henry, because they are in series. Therefore answer will be 6 Henry. Therefore 6 Henry is the correct answer, that is L equivalent is equal to 6 Henry. Okay, so next question, question number 3. Here you have to find the current I in the given circuit. Now 4 parallel 4 is 2, 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 1 5. Therefore total resistance will be 5 ohm. We have calculated. Now total current will be voltage upon my total resistance. Okay, therefore 20 upon 5, that is 4 ampere is the correct answer. Now question number 4. Which of the following is an active component? Active components are those components which can generate electrical energy by their own. Okay, therefore only diode can generate electrical energy. Therefore diode is an active element. Okay, and RLC all are known as passive elements. Remember this. Now next question, question number 5. What is the SI unit of magnetic flux? Magnetic flux, the SI unit of magnetic flux is Weber. Okay, if there is magnetic flux density, then magnetic flux density is flux upon area. Therefore we can write as Weber per meter square for magnetic flux density, or it can also have a also called as Tesla SI unit. Okay, now here they have asked us for magnetic flux, then answer will be Weber. Next question, question number 7. This type of curve is also always known as hysteresis curve. Okay, if an alternating magnetic field is applied to a material, its magnetization will trace out a loop called hysteresis loop or hysteresis curve. Okay, now question number 7. Superposition theorem. This question I have already given in your quizzes. Okay, superposition theorem is only applicable to voltage and current determination. Okay, for power determination, superposition theorem is not applicable. Question number 8. Find the Laplace transform of e to the power at. For e to the power at, the Laplace transform is 1 upon s minus a, but for e to the power minus at, the Laplace transform is 1 upon s plus a. Therefore, I have given the detailed solution for Laplace transform here. Question number 9. For the circuit shown above, the voltage across a 1 ohm resistance. 1 ohm resistance. You have to find the voltage across this ohm. Okay. One method is you can calculate this by applying nodal here. Okay. Or you can apply source transformation also. Okay. There are two methods to solve this question. I have applied source transformation so that I can show you how can we apply source transformation here. Now 1 ohm and 1 ampere are connected in parallel here. Therefore, I have converted this into a VTH and RTH equivalent. देखो 1 into 1 is 1 volt here and 1 ohm is the correct 1 ohm is the resistance. Therefore, I have find that total current in the circuit, that is 4 minus 1 upon my total resistance 4 ohm, that is 3 by 4 ampere. Now voltage across 1 ohm resistance will be I into R, that is 3 upon 4 into 1, that is 3 upon 4 volt. This is how you can calculate this answer. Also you can calculate this by applying nodal. Okay, suppose V minus 4 volt upon 3 plus V by 1, and this is the 1 ampere current flowing, is equal to 0. From here also you can find the voltage across 1 ohm resistance. Okay, now question number 10. Here, for the circuit shown below, the value of current I. Okay, for this type of question, you are seeing there that there are two voltage sources, two independent voltage sources connected here. Therefore, you can solve this question with the help of superposition theorem, in which we can consider one source at a time. First case, I have taken 60 volt into consideration, and second taking 12 volt into consideration. When taking 60 volt into consideration, the current I1 is equal to 12 ampere. When taking 12 volt into consideration, the I2 current will be 12 by 5, and the minus sign is here because the current is flowing in the opposite direction. Therefore, I2 is equal to minus 12 by 5. Now, total current will be I equal to I1 plus I2, that is 12 ampere minus 12 by 5 ampere, which is equal to 60 minus 12 by 5, that is equal to 9.6 ampere. This is how you can calculate this type of question by applying superposition theorem. Okay. If you don't understand superposition theorem, I have already made a video on all the types of theorem like superposition theorem, Thevenin, Norton. So you can understand how can we apply superposition theorem there. Okay, I will provide the link in the YouTube description. Question number 11. A voltage source having an internal impedance of 8 plus J6 supplies power to a resistive load. Okay, this is a question related to maximum power transfer theorem. For maximum power transfer theorem, when a load is purely resistive, the condition will be RL is equal to magnitude of the source impedance, that is ZS, which is equal to 8 plus J6. To calculate the magnitude, that is root 8 square plus 6 square, which is equal to 10 ohm is the load resistance connected here in the circuit. Question number 12. What is measure? Measure is an equipment which is used to measure the insulation resistance of in transformers. Okay, which is very high in mega ohm or giga ohm. Okay, this is used to measure only high resistances. Remember, this is the question related to electronics measuring instruments. Question number 13. Which of the following signals can be displayed by a CRO? CRO can display both AC as well as DC signals. Okay, therefore option D is the correct answer. The chemical effects of current. The chemical effects of current can only be seen in a battery. Okay, that is DC ampere hour meter. How you can say DC ampere meter? You have seen that your phone battery, your mobile phone battery always come in mAh. What is mAh? Milliampere hour. Okay, therefore the chemical effect of current can only be seen in DC ampere hour meter. Now a PMMC meter rated at 100 microampere. Okay, 100 microampere is used in a rectifier type of instrument which uses full wave rectification. Okay, now full wave rectification, the SAC is equal to sensitivity for AC, sinusoidal AC is equal to 0.9 into S of DC. Therefore first we have to find the sensitivity for DC. Now for finding sensitivity, there will be 1 upon 100 into 10 to the power minus 6. This will equal to 10 kilo ohm per volt. Now putting this value in this, therefore you can find the AC sensitivity, which is equal to 9 kilo ohm per volt. Question number 16. Hayes bridge. Hayes bridge is a modification of Maxwell's bridge, because Maxwell's bridge is only used for the quality factor from 1:10, and the Hayes bridge is used to measure inductances for higher quality factor, that is greater than 10. Okay. Now question number 17. The laminations of core are generally made of only silicon steel. This is used to reduce eddy current losses. Okay. Now this is a question based upon electrical machines, because some part of electrical machine is also coming in your paper. Okay. A shunt generator running at 1000 ampere, that is, and the speed is given as 1000 rpm, sorry, and generated EMF, that is EG, is equal to 200 volt. Okay. Here generated EMF, if it is a motor, then it will be a back EMF, EB. If the speed increases to 1200 ampere, now there is a change in speed. Then if there is a change in speed, what will be the change in the generated EMF? Now we know that Eg is directly proportional to N into phi. N is the speed and phi is the flux. And for a shunt generator, remember flux is constant. Now Eg upon Eg1 upon Eg2 is equal to N1 upon N2. Now putting the values, Eg2 will come out to be 240 volt is the correct answer. Question number 19, the ripple factor. What is ripple factor? Ripple factor is defined as the RMS value divided by the DC value. Question number 20, a transistor amplifier with 85% efficiency. Only a class C amplifier has 85% efficiency. Okay. Question number 21, BJT are not used for switching devices. Only MOSFET are used for switching devices because they have high switching frequency. BJT are mainly used for operating devices. Okay, therefore, now what will be the correct answer? Poor response and inability to withstand high voltage. Okay. Question number 22nd, for proper operation of a transistor, the collector should have proper reverse bias. Okay. Active region, we know that forward the input is forward bias and the output is reverse bias. Question number 23, for a latching current in forward characters, we know that to operate an SCR, the IL should always be greater than the holding current. Okay, that is IH. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Now, which semiconductor can be used for fabrication of LED? Only gallium arsenide is used for fabrication of LED. That is option B is the correct answer. Question number 25. Now, this is the match the following question. Okay. Now, diode are generally used. Where does the diode use? Diode is used for rectifier. Transistor is used as an amplifier on biasing. Tunnel diode can be used as an oscillator because it has negative resistance characteristic, and Zener diode is used for voltage regulator because of reverse voltage breakdown at a specific voltage. Now diode is matched with 3. Okay, therefore option D will be the correct answer here. Now a diode is very useful for rectifier circuit because it can flow current in only one direction. Okay, if a diode is forward biased, then it can flow current in this direction only. Okay. Now this question is very important. This is a gate level question also, and it might come in your paper. The DC current gain, that is beta is equal to 50, is given, assuming that the emitter injection efficiency that is gamma star is equal to 0.995, and the base transport factor, that is beta star, you have to find. Now alpha is equal to common base DC current gain, and we know that alpha is equal to gamma star into beta star, that is the base transport factor. Now alpha is equal to beta upon beta plus 1. We know this because we don't know the value of alpha. Therefore, we have transform alpha is equal to beta upon beta plus 1. Now putting the value, we will get beta star is equal to 0.9853. That is option B is the correct answer. Question number 28. An emitter in BJT transistor is doped much more heavily than the base. It will always increase the emitter injection efficiency, base transfer factor, and also the current gate. Therefore, all of these is the correct answer here. Question number 30. This question is also important. This is a numerical question based upon analog electronics. Okay. The circuit shown is a collector to base bias circuit. Okay. Now, what is the value of RB? Now, we are putting a KVL loop here. We are applying a KVL loop here. VCC is equal to, here the current will be flowing IB plus IC into 0.5 kilo ohm plus IB RB, this. IB RB, here we are applying a KVL in the input side. Okay. On applying KVL, we know the value of IB, which is equal to 0.08, but we don't know the value of IC. But we know that IC is equal to beta times of IB. Beta is equal to 115 and IB is equal to 0.08. On calculating this, you will get 9.2 milliampere as the IC. Therefore, RB is equal to 45.75 kilo ohm, the base resistance. Now, for stability factor, beta plus 1 is upon 1 plus beta RC upon RB plus RC is the formula. On putting the values in this, you will get 51.71 kilo ohm as the correct answer. Now, option B is the correct answer. Okay, this is not kilo ohm here. This is the stability factor. Okay. Question number 30. What are the 3 steps in generating PCM, pulse coded modulation, in the correct sequence? This is the question based upon communication system. Okay. A part, that is first we do sampling, then quantizing, and then encoding. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Now we will go to question number 31. Diodes which are used to compensate Which of the following circuit parameter? Diodes are used to compensate only the ICU, that is the leakage current, the VBA, the base emitter voltage, because they varies with the help of temperature. Therefore, ICU and VBE, that is first and second, is the correct answer. Now, ammeter follower. Ammeter follower in terms of feedback is an example of voltage series type of feedback. Question number 33. In a class B push-pull amplifier, VCC is equal to 25 volt. VCC is given as 25 volt and VM is equal to 16. And the load resistance is 8 ohm. Now we know that IM, the DC power that is supplied, we have to find this. DC power is equal to twice of VCC into IM upon pi. Okay. In class B push-pull amplifier. Now IM is equal to VM upon R. This is equal to 16 upon 8, which is equal to 2 ampere. Now we are putting the value of IM in this formula. On putting this, you will calculate 32 watt as the correct answer. Option D. Question number 34, that is gray code. Gray code is also known as minimum change code, reflected code, unweighted code. Therefore, all of these is the correct answer. Minimum change code, in which only one bit in the code group changes when going from one step to the next. And unweighted code means that the bit position in the code group do not have any specific weight assigned to them. Okay, these type of solution will be provided you in the test series when you will attempt it. Okay, therefore all your doubts will be cleared there only. Okay, now question number 35th. X is equal to 0, 11110 and 11 y is equal to this are two 5-bit binary numbers represented in 2 complement format. The sum, we have to find the sum represented in 2's complement factor using 6 bits in it. Okay, on adding this, we will get 00111. Carry is discarded in the addition of number represented in 2's complement form. Remember this, and x plus y in 6 bit. Okay, therefore this will be the correct answer. 0 0 0 0 1 1 option C is the correct answer. Now question number 36. This is the digital electronics question based upon the Venn diagram. Okay, now we have calculated the shaded portion here. This is given as AB C bar, AB bar C, A bar VC and ABC. On calculating this, you can minimize the Boolean expression with the help of De Morgan laws and any other law. Okay, and we know that A plus A bar is 1, B plus B bar is 1. Now the answer will come out to be AB plus BC plus AC. Okay, option B. Question number 37. This is also a digital electronic question. For the box shown, output D is true. Output D is only true when majority of the inputs are 1. Here the majority of inputs, this are the majority of inputs, in this 2, in this also and this also. Okay, these will be true. Okay, now option that will be the correct answer, that is option B. Okay, A bar B C, yeah, option B is the correct answer. Question number 38. This is based upon propagation delay. The propagation delay of each NOT gate is 2 nanosecond. The time period of generated square wave. Now n is equal to 3 and the propagation delay is equal to 2 nanosecond. And the time period will be equal to twice of 2n into TPD. Therefore, this will be equal to 12 nanosecond is the correct answer for a generated square wave. Question number 39. Okay, I have already told you in a staircase question. I always suggest you don't. I will always advise you in a staircase question, always the answer will be XOR gate. Okay, remember this. If a staircase question comes, the answer automatically will be an XOR gate. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Please watch my previous video in which I have explained this question many times. I have explained around 2 to 3 times this question. Okay, therefore option C is the correct answer. Question number 40. Consider the following, and any combination circuit can be built using NAND gate, NOR gate, XOR gate and multiplexers. Okay, now NAND and NOR gates are universal gates. Therefore, we can implement any combination circuit with the help of this, and also MUX. We don't need XOR gate because we can implement XOR gate with the help of NAND and NOR. Therefore, NAND and NOR are using universal gates. So along with multiplexer, they can use to implement any combinational circuit. Therefore, 1 to 4 is the correct answer. How many 2x1 MUX is used to implement 8x1 MUX? Remember this, to implement 2n/1 MUX by using 2x1 MUX, the total number of 2:1 MUX required is this. Okay, now 8 cross 1 mux can also be represented as 2 to the power cube is to 1. Okay, to implement this with the help of 2 is to 1 mux, now we have to formula will be 2 cube minus 1. 2 cube will be 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. Therefore, total 7 2 cross marks will be needed. Okay. Now, this question, I have already done this question with you. But some digits are changed here. Okay. D flip-flop, in D flip-flop, the input is same as the output here. Okay. It is designed like this. Now, they have sent 011. 011 is the input given to you. That is QA, that is, one second, QA is 0, 1, 1, okay, like this. Sorry, one second. A digital circuit is designed with 3 D flip-flops and an XOR gate as shown in figure below. If the initial value is given as 110, initial value, that is QA is 1, this is 1 and this is 0. Okay, and after 5 clock pulses, here you can see the solution, you will get answer as 011. Okay, now they have asked what is the minimum number of clock pulses. Okay, I have calculated this answer here. Okay, you can see this because an XOR gate is there, therefore 0 is and 1 is given, then 0 1 is XOR gate is 1 will come here, then this will be shifted, that is 101, like this, 101 010 100 001 011. Okay, therefore total 5 clock pulses will be needed here. Question number 43, the propagation delay of a resistor transistor logic is, this is a product question, therefore 50 nanosecond is the correct answer. Please see my logic family video where I have given a table for these propagation delay for different logic families. Okay. Question number 44. This is based upon computer fundamentals. CISC and RISC. CISC is complex instruction set computers and RISC is reduced instruction set computers. Okay. Therefore, none of the above is the correct answer. Question number 45. Halt operation comes under control transfer. Option B is the correct answer. Question number 46. The register which holds the addresses of the location to or from data are to be transferred is known as. Option C, memory address register is the correct answer. Question number 47. For a microcontroller differs from a microprocessor, which of the following is correct? In a microcontroller, it both have chip memory and on-chip port. Okay, but in microprocessor, it does not have any memory. Okay, therefore option A is the correct answer. If the status of the control pin S1 and S0 is low, then 8085 microprocessor is performing. S1 S0, 00 is halt, 01 is write, 10 is read, and 11 is opcode fetch. Now they are saying 00, that is low condition, that is halt operation will be performed here. The number of output pins will be 27 pins for a 8085 microprocessor. Which of the following is a software interrupt? RST5 is a software interrupt here, and all other are the hardware interrupts. Now this is a microprocessor programming question. MVA comma byte 1, RRC, then this will be the rotate accumulator and the RRC second time, and then if byte 1 is equal to 32L, the content of A, the accumulator content after the execution of the program will be, the content of accumulator A will be 0010 and 0010 as it has said 32H. Okay. After first RRC 001 1001 and after second RRC 1000 1100. Okay, this is how you can calculate the answer. Therefore, what will be the answer here? 8CH. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Question number 52. This is a control system question. In this, you have to find the value of K and P. Okay, K and P. So let's see the question. G of S is given as K upon S into S plus 2. H of S is given as 1 upon S, 1 plus SP. Now, transfer function is equal to g of s upon 1 plus gshs, which is equal to, this will come out to be k upon s square plus 2 plus kps plus k. Okay, now we will compare the characteristic equation with the standard equation, that is s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square. On comparing, you will get k is equal to 25 here, k is equal to 25, and beta will p will be equal to 0.2. Therefore option 25 and 0.2, therefore option D is the correct answer here. Okay, 53, question number 53. The unit response of a second order system is this. Unit response is given as this, and we know that on differentiating the unit response, we can get the impulse response. Consider the following statement. The undamped natural frequency, that is omega n. You have to check the omega n is 5 radian per second. Damping ratio, that is damping ratio is 1. That is, it is a critical damping. The impulse response is 25t e to the power minus 5t. Okay. Now we will calculate this. Now we have first used Laplace transform here. 1 upon s minus 1 upon s plus 5 minus 5 upon s plus 5 ka whole square. Okay, now we have taken LCM here. The C of s will be equal to 25 upon s into s square plus 10s plus 5. Now we know that transfer function is equal to C of s upon R of s. This will come out to be 25 upon my s square plus 10s plus 25. From here, omega n is equal to root 25, that is equal to 5 radian per second. Okay, zeta will be equal to 2 zeta omega ns on comparing with the standard equation s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. From here you can find the value of zeta, 10 upon 2 into 5, which is equal to 1. And I have already told you on differentiating the unit response, you will get the impulse response. Therefore 25t to the power minus 5t is the correct answer. Therefore all the statements are correct. Question number 54. How you can find the stability, if the system is stable or not? By Rao-Hurwitz. On applying Rao-Hurwitz, you have seen here the sign is changed here. Okay, total plus 2 minus 1 sign change and minus 2 plus second sign change. Therefore 2 sign change are there. Therefore 2 roots lie in the right half of S plane. Therefore this is the system unstable. Okay, question number 55. The closed loop gain, that is you have to find the transfer function here, and you can see this is a positive feedback. Therefore for positive feedback, the transfer function is g of s upon 1 minus gshs. Okay, on putting the value of gs and h of s here, you will get minus 6 upon 5 as the correct answer. Now question number 56, based upon your maths question, applied maths question, for which value of x will the matrix given below become singular? Okay, to find the value of x, so for singularity of matrix, find the determinant and keep it equal to 0. You will find x will be equal to here, 1 second. This will be 8 of 0 minus 12 minus x, 0 minus 2 into 12, which is equal to 0. Okay, minus 12 into 8 will be 96 minus 96. Okay, minus x, that is 24, plus 24x, this will be 24x, is equal to 0. Therefore 24x is equal to 96 and x is equal to 96 upon 24, which is equal to 4. X will come out to be 4. Therefore option A is the correct answer. Question number 57. The determinant of the matrix A is 5. The determinant of the matrix B is 40. Find the determinant of AB. The determinant of AB is given as the determinant of A into determinant of B, and by putting the value you will get the determinant of AB as 200. Answer. Question number 58. The smallest number which should be added to this number to obtain a multiple of 11. You can check this by applying the divisibility rule of 11. Okay, this is the number. On applying divisibility rule of 11, we are taking the odd digits 7, 6, 9, adding 9 plus 6 plus 7, and the other digits 6 plus 8 plus 5, and we are subtracting. If on subtracting, if we get 11 or 0, then it will be the multiple of 11. Okay, if we are not getting 0 or 11, we are getting 3. Therefore the number 3 will be added to this number to obtain a multiple of 11. Question number 59. If the square root of 841 is 29, what will be the square root? Simple question. Okay, this is the answer. I have converted this number into a fraction 841 upon this number. On calculating after calculating this after the root, you will get 29 upon 10,000. This will be 0.0029 is the correct answer. Last question of this test, question number 60. They have said if x is equal to 7 minus 4, 3 and find the value of x plus 1 upon x. First we have to find the value of 1 upon x. To find the value of 1 upon x, we will rationalize the denominator, that is 1 upon 7 minus 4 root 3 into 7 plus root 4 root 3 upon 7 plus 4 root 3. You will get 7 plus 4 root 3 as the correct answer, the rationalized factor. Now x plus 1 upon x is 7 minus 4 root 3 plus 7 plus 4 root 3. You will get 14 as the answer. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. If you have any doubt related to this demo test, okay, so please ask me in our Telegram group. In every question, okay, if you don't understand any question, whether it is simple, easy, difficult, okay, you can without hesitating ask us in the Telegram group. We will always answer to your question. Okay, so all the very best for your exams. Okay, now you have around 2 to 2.5 months to prepare for your exam. Now according to us, the exam will be conducted in the month of July or August. Okay, so you have 2 months or 2.5 months to prepare well. Okay, bye.